Good morning, everyone. How's the sound level? You getting it in the back there? Is that right? A little louder. How about that? More? Okay. Now. Okay, thanks. So good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of Las Cruces, where our vision is a world in loving partnership for the good of all. So welcome. Anyone visiting for the first time, there are really nice packets. Welcome. Thank you. Nice packets with a bookstore coupon, so be sure and check that out. And we thank you to everyone who participated in the treasure sale yesterday. A lot of them are not here. They're too worn out, but there are people here today. Why don't you stand and we'll give you a nice big hand. Way to go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You'll be happy to hear we raised $1,392. So not bad for an afternoon's work of other people's stuff. Personally, I was really glad to see it go out the door. So I love that we do these sales every 6 months. I might be up to my neck if I didn't participate. So thank you. And if you're watching on Zoom, thank you people too. We're looking forward to our annual meeting. We have several board members cycling off, so there are openings. And if you are interested, please see Bob. He is our current president. And be sure and join us for the meeting. We have to have a quorum to make sure our business is proper. So please show up for that. Bob, what day is it?
May 21st.
May 21st.
You will also be able to participate by Zoom using the same Zoom ID that you used for Sunday.
Good. So you could even Zoom, and I think we're going to have a little food.
Hope so.
Yeah, a little, and then when the meeting starts at 1. So, free food. Price is right.
Well, it's hot.
Oh, well, for some of us, it'll be free. We have a new 5-week class starting, facilitated by Reverend Bonnie. That's going to start June 6th through June 11. It's a short one. It's Tuesdays from 1:30 to 4:30. So for most of us, that works. So I hope to see you. It's funny, she didn't mention the class, but I know it's Ernest Holmes. And I don't remember. Oh, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. Excellent book. So I'll be there. Join me. And it's a bargain. You pay $45 first time, then it's $15 for the workbook. And then there's a love offering after that. So this is the cheapest class I've ever heard of. So please join us. And now, please welcome our practitioner and sound expert, Bob, and board president.
You have my part? I don't even know. I haven't been here. Oh, yeah, it's right here.
Yes.
Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, it seems like I haven't done this in a while. Probably because I haven't been here in a couple of weeks. I'll be gone next week too, but that'll be it for a while. So, all right. My name is Bob Greer. I'm your practitioner in service today. It's my honor and privilege to be able to do this. We believe in the power of prayer, which we call spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. If anyone has the calling that needs a little prayer work, there are prayer request forms in the back of the chairs there. Feel free to fill one out, drop it in the collection plate or the God box, actually, or prayer chest, I like to call it. But it's that wooden box back there. And we will collect those. And every Tuesday, members of the 3 New Thought churches here in, 4. We are so lucky. 4. El Paso has 1. And we get together on Tuesday on Zoom, and we pray with you over your requests. And in addition to that, if you have a gratitude or some result that has happened as a result of that. We love hearing about that. So please, there's a gratitude card. You can fill that out. You can also do this online at our website. There's a prayer request button there, and know that all of this stuff is kept in confidentiality. It's shared only with one of the practitioners and then the people that are on the prayer team. All right. What else? I haven't done this in a while. Yeah. Okay. After the service, if anybody would like a quick prayer treatment, just see Judy or myself. I think we're the two that are here today. Be happy to do a little, spend a little time with you and give you a quick treatment. So just opening and embracing that one spirit that is right here, right now, that one power that moves through each and every one of us, that spark of divine energy that powers everything seen and unseen, from the smallest molecule to the largest galaxy. It is all one, it is all connected at all times. So grateful to be able to take this time today and just know this truth and embrace it, and gather together here today with like-minded folks, knowing that this day is divinely guided and blessed, knowing that each one here resonates with the words that our beloved Randy Granger will be sharing with us later. So with a heart overflowing with gratitude, I say, and so it is. All right, the reading I have today is from a book I dug out, Can We Talk to God? Ernest Holmes. Not one of his more widely known, but I particularly love the tone of this book because he don't mess around. Okay, we have these wonderful devices for people that are having any troubles. Okay. All right. We measure life through our concept automatically. Thought has power. If we wish to prove that there is spiritual principle, which we may definitely use, let us forego any sense of coercion and become as a little child in receptivity. Let us definitely and consciously accept our good and continue accepting until we experience it. We must subject ourselves to the law if we wish to use the law to subject itself to us. Our good-natured flexibility with oneself and faith, persisting in the face of anything which would contradict it, is the only way to approach the principle of right action. Deeper than our mind is the spirit we but slightly comprehend. From this universal reservoir, as a power passes through our minds into action. When the mind is peaceful and still, it catches a vision of this greater good. While the mind is in turmoil and combat, it cannot receive an image beyond the limiting circle of the small measure in which it has been treading around. Somewhere, the walls of experience must be broken down. We must learn that we can transcend our previous experiences and believe the finite is infinite. And there you have it. At this time, I guess it's time to, or wait, right? Yeah, introduce our speaker. Thank you. I'm telling you, I'm way out of practice. So it's my honor and privilege oh, are you? Are we doing music?
Yes, you can introduce him now and then he can sing, or we can do it the other way around.
Okay, well, then I'm going to introduce Reverend Randy Granger. We should have had a dry run on this.
Really?
It's so good, man. It's so good.
Thank you.
We're gonna switch out the microphone in this yeah. How's everybody?
Car works.
91 today. Metal.
1, 2, 1, 1, 1. I think that's better, Doug. Thank you so much for doing that. You can all sing along on this one too, okay? You hear me through there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Morning has broken, the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where his feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born out of one light, Eden solid. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's great creation of the new day. Morning has broken like the first morning, blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the world.
Beautiful.
All right, I think I got it back on schedule here. So it's my pleasure to welcome Randy Granger as an ordained minister with Universal Life Seminary's motivational speaker, educator, workshop leader, professional musician, licensed massage therapist of Native American ancestry. Randy lives here in Las Cruces, and he practices science of mind, Zen teaching, Zen meditation, sound healing, and he's a really special guest that we always love having here. So thank you so much, and Randy Granger.
Thank you, Bob. Good to have you back in town. I've enjoyed all of your posts on Facebook. Oh, springtime's here. I guess it's late spring, isn't it? I always tell people when I'm on the road that in Las Cruces we have two seasons, summer and wind. We're almost done with wind. So. I'm going to be talking about metamorphosis and the butterfly and how we transition through our very lives. But first I want to start out with a great Native American legend that talks about one day there was a big fire in the forest, and all the animals, they fled in terror in all directions, scattering because it was a very violent fire. Suddenly, the jaguar sees a hummingbird pass over his head, but in the opposite direction of the fire. So whatever happened, the hummingbird wouldn't stop, and moments later the jaguar saw him pass over again and said, "Hey, what's going on up there? What are you doing?" The hummingbird says, "I'm going to the lake, and I drink the water with my beak, and I throw it on the fire to extinguish it." Well, the jaguar just laughs and laughs. He said, "Are you crazy? Do you really think that you can put out that big fire with your own tiny, small, little beak?" "No," says Hummingbird. "I know I can't, but the forest is my home. It feeds me, it shelters me and my family, and I'm grateful for it. And I help the forest grow by pollinating its flowers. I am part of her, and the forest is part of me. I know I can't put out the fire, but I have to do my part." And at that moment, the forest spirits, they're kind of listening, and they say, "We're going to do something about it." So they miraculously sent a torrential downpour which put out the great fire. Now, the Native American grandmothers, when they tell this story, they would say, "Do you want to attract miracles into your life?" They would ask the kids. "Well, then you have to do your part. You don't have a responsibility to save the world or find solutions to all of its problems, but you do have a responsibility to attend to your particular corner of the universe. And as each person does that, the world saves itself." There's an old proverb that says, "Just when the caterpillar thought the world was ending, it turned into a butterfly." I've been thinking about butterflies lately because I have some tomatoes going. And last time I planted tomatoes, I kind of had a fight with those hornworms. They ate most of my tomatoes. But I've been thinking about them anyway. And, when you think about a butterfly, it's born a tiny little egg. I mean, just the size of a little dot. And it becomes a caterpillar. And when caterpillars are born, they are eating machines. They can split their skin like 4 to 5 different times throughout their really short life. And the food that they eat while they're eating all that is stored for later use as an adult. That's what I keep telling myself. I'm storing. Caterpillars can grow 100 times their size during this stage. A monarch butterfly, well, its egg is the size of a pinhead. And the caterpillar that hatches from it, well, it's much, much bigger than that. It grows up to 2 inches in several weeks before forming into a pupa or a chrysalis. So the change that happens inside the cocoon is very slow. It's very gradual. And the caterpillar's body, it digests itself. I don't mean to be gross, but it digests itself from the inside out. Many of the organs are hidden in the caterpillar. And while they're in there, the interesting thing that I found out was that the old body of the caterpillar, it's broken down into what's called imaginal cells. Have you ever heard that word, imaginal cells? It's just such a great word. So some of the old tissues of the caterpillar, they pass into this new body that it has. And these imaginal cells, some of them turn into a wing, some of them turn into a leg, some turn into their antenna. But in other words, inside the chrysalis of the butterfly, the caterpillar body, it pretty much turns to liquid. Then it gets reconstructed as a butterfly by these imaginal cells. And we in the metaphysical world, we know all about imaginal cells. We know that it is what Bob talked about with the reading and what we've heard so far this morning, and the workshop that's coming up, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. We use our own imaginal cells, and I just think it's phenomenal that this little thing starts out as a tiny little dot and turns into what we call the butterfly. But a couple of days before the butterfly emerges, the chrysalis changes color. The butterfly's patterns and color can be seen through the actual chrysalis. The butterfly breaks out of its protective shell and it moves away the tomb, as it were, and it pumps its blood into the newly formed wings. Then it goes to the sunlight and it's born again. Then it flies away, reformed into a new life. The cool thing about butterflies is that the way that they actually break out of the chrysalis is they have to. It's like they inflate themselves, and they're breathing in this new life and this new perception of themselves, and then they break through. Maya Angelou says that we delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. So these tiny fluttering creatures, they're really teachers in disguise. Here's a little bit of wisdom that I think the butterfly can teach us. One is to be patient. All good things come with time, and we are growing even though we cannot feel it always. But with great patience comes great rewards. Next is we have to be open to change, be willing to be transformed. Without change, nothing beautiful would ever happen. You have to give up who you are to become who you might be. You can't transform without this, with the same attitudes that you have of your former self. In other words, we need a new personality in order to create a new personal reality. You probably heard that before. I'll say it again. We need a new personality in order to create a new personal reality, just like the butterfly. The next lesson is to be light and be free. Have some fun. Float from each open door to the next. Knock first. But be free. Look at the color, look at the humor, and look at the joy in daily life. There's this restaurant that I always go to this time of the year, and I had noticed Bob recently went there too, because they have rose bushes all outside of their restaurant. It's over on is it Loman or Amador? I get them
It's right there at the split.
at this Lomador. Lomador and Solano, and they have these amazing rose bushes, and I just love going there. And I actually do stop and I smell the roses, and they have these signs everywhere in English and in Spanish, being Las Cruces, and they say, enjoy the roses, talk to them and pet them, but don't pick them. They're really beautiful. And so I like going to that restaurant simply because they have roses everywhere. So that's just part of being light and being free and learning to literally smell the roses, enjoy the flowers. I have my garden in. It's going this year, and I have some tomatoes that are already started and some basil and chili, of course. And then I have these flowers that I found. They're called teddy bear sunflowers. And they're these sunflowers, and they literally look like a teddy bear, petals and petals and petals and petals. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I just want to pet them, This time of the year, the teddy bear cholla cactus. I don't know if you've ever seen those out in the desert. They look very huggable. Don't. The next thing we learn from the butterfly is to be spontaneous. Have you ever watched a butterfly fly? That's not a flight plan. I don't know what that is, but they're just going all over the place. So in other words, go where your wings take you. Fly forward, backward, up, down, sideways with confidence. Have the courage to seize new opportunities. Take a path to an unfamiliar place. Drive a different way. The other day I drove up Highway 70 and I decided to take Baylor Canyon Road, and it just goes all the way through there. And normally we would have a bunch of orange poppies out there. We don't this year, but I've certainly seen them there. We have a lot of cows though, so if you're in the mood for cows. The next thing is to be in the moment. That's what we learn from the butterfly. Be in the moment. When you think how long a butterfly lives, it's not very long at all. So they have to be in the moment. Look around. Enjoy the flowers. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy the mountains. Enjoy the breeze. Go to the desert. Go to the mountains. Go to your backyard and take a nature bath. That means that you sit as still and quietly as possible. You tune yourself into every sense. What are you hearing? What are the sounds? What is the feeling of the breeze and the sunlight on your skin? What are you smelling? That's a sound bath, and it just really takes you back into that moment. There's no better way to be in the present moment than to be in nature, for sure. The present moment, it's a gift. It's a gift that we've been giving to enjoy. Everything happens in cycles, if you think about it, like the butterfly, seasons, humans, birth, life, death, a spiritual awakening. What happens is that when we allow ourselves to contemplate something larger than our current reality, than our current life, then we start to become and fulfill that vision. And we find ourselves expanding into that vision, and all of a sudden synchronicities start happening to us. We meet people, we hear about a course that's going on, and we are transformed because we have set on that path. Transformation, of course, is always an inside job, as you know. No one can crack you open, because if they do, it will kill something inside of you. What I've learned about eggs, whether it's a chicken or a duck or a goose or cocoons or turtles, I have 5 turtles if anybody wants any extra ones. what I've learned about eggs is that if you try to help an egg open before its time, it won't survive. But eggs and caterpillars, of course, need the right combination of factors like heat and sunlight. They emerge, and likewise, we need the right atmosphere in order for us to grow and to change and to heal. But we can't grow beyond our own image of ourselves, and we cast spells on ourselves every single day. What I mean by that is it's that self-talk, saying, oh, I would do that, but I'm a procrastinator. Oh, I'm lazy. I'm too old. I'm too overweight. I'm bad with money. I'm bad at love. I'm bad with technology, blah, blah, blah. I don't like the internet. Next time you catch yourself, smash an old piece of that shell, because you have to think about it. Like when you're eating an omelet, nobody likes to find a shell, in your omelet. But I think often that we don't make that transformation because we don't quite believe our story about ourselves. And I was reminded of Marianne Williamson's words from her book, A Return to Love, where she says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant or talented or fabulous? Actually, who are you not? You are a child of God. And playing small does not serve the world. And there's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. And it's not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And like Bob said earlier, it's in every atom, it's in every galaxy. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give the people around us permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So in this season of renewal, do the work it takes to shed your old skin and your limiting beliefs about yourself. Open your heart to joy. We have wings, and we are beings of light, going from lifetime to lifetime, flower to flower, gathering and sharing all life has to offer, all of us, while adding to creation. What an absolute gift that we've really been given, and it's so important to reflect on it. And I think that's what we like about springtime so very, very much here. It's so beautiful. A couple of weeks ago, I drove down to El Paso on Old Highway 28, and the leaves were just starting to come in on the pecan trees. And then I drove back again recently, and they're really out, that beautiful spring green, and you drive through that canopy of the beautiful pecan groves out there. And it's just such a nice gift to be able to do that. I was going down to that restaurant, Chopi's, but of course they were closed. I don't know their hours. Somebody please tell me. In the beginning, God said, let there be light. You are one of those sparks of light. Each of you. We're spirit in nature, eternal, ageless, deathless, continually living and resting and dying and renewing and learning the colors and patterns of our own wings in this new life. We are the seeds of hope that breaks through the stones, through the lava fields, through the burnt forest. We're the butterfly who must take enough breaths in its wings to expand, to break free of that cocoon. And then it warms its wing muscles in the sunlight before taking flight. That's a real thing, wing muscles. In fact, when you look at butterflies, each of those little cells on their wings is like a solar. It's like a solar array, and in fact, they've been studied to understand how they can collect so much energy from the sun to take off. That's just amazing, and it's built in little solar panels. I love it. We are the seed in the soil. I found this great poem by this poet named John Seuss. I'm going to read to you. It's just it captures perfectly what I'm saying. He says, to be of the earth is to know the restlessness of being a seed, the darkness of being planted, the struggle toward the light, the pain of growth into the light, the joy of bursting and bearing fruit, the love of being food for someone, the scattering of your own seeds, the decay of the seasons, the mystery of death, the miracle of birth, the feeling of love, the security of knowing you are loved. We are seeds. During the pandemic that we just had, I guess we're still going through it, but we're on this end of it, I hope. I would go for a walk around my neighborhood really early in the mornings, and I kept finding these little painted stones. Did you guys ever find the painted stones? They would have little things of like about love, and some of them had little alien heads painted on them, and some had cakes painted, just all kinds of different things. And I would find them everywhere, and I thought, that's the joy that I'm looking for, that spontaneous little moment of happiness and moment of joy, gifts that are everywhere. And looking for gifts like that, I think is what I love about this time of year. I'd like to end with a different kind of prayer, a different kind of meditation. I think that you'll like. So if you could go ahead and put your feet on the ground, if you don't already have them, and just kind of center in a little bit. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that, or not. But just listen to your own heartbeat for just a moment. See if you can tune into that rhythm, that perfect rhythm that you first heard in your mother's womb, that pattern, that drum. Now follow your own breath in and follow it out. Now I'd like to ask you to bless the people around you. If someone is sitting in front of you, bless them. In this case, to bless means to recognize the good. So I want us to recognize the good in that person in front of you's life. If someone is behind you, I want you to bless them and know that something good is happening in their life. Now bless the people on both sides of you. Bless them and know that for them something good is happening in their life. Know that something glorious and wonderful is unfolding in their life now. Know that they're overcoming something. Maybe they're healing, moving through whatever sadness or grief or challenges that they may have. And know that they're moving through and that it's now taking place, that it is done. And know that life is glorious for those people on either side of you, that they are the light of the world. They are the one life taking form. They are God's idea of a really good time showing up as a human. Now, when we bless another, it always comes back to us. It's easy for me to know that good is happening in your life, but if I know good is happening in your life, then it must be happening the same for me. Because what we give out comes back, multiplied, pressed down, and running over. So to bless is to be blessed. So let your light shine that it passes your body. It passes this area close to you called your etheric body. Let it spread out through this room, and let this light so bless not only everyone in this room, but everyone who will come afterwards. And let this light move out from you, from us, and go before us into the world as a healing balm, as a soft note we get to sing once again. Let us remember to be restored and to revive the deep truth that has always been within us, that we are the light of this world. Let us remember this day by day, week by week, month by month, season by season, but also today, breath by breath. Just let that love shine through you. Let that light emanate from you. Let your song be sung. And so it is. Thank you. I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. You can sing along that part. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dreams I left behind. I am light. 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 I am not the color of my eyes. I'm not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. Oh, light. I am 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 divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light. I am light. Let's sing We Are Light. We are light, 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 we are light. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. That was just awesome, just awesome. And the reminders, it's the whole new thought wrapped into one talk. Thank you. We are light, we are free. Thank you, really appreciate it. So now it's time to think about giving back to the center that supports you. And there are, she's calling them dishes, or offering plates are in the back and each door. So do that and know that 10% of everything you give goes back out into the community. And this month, we are supporting the mission of the Las Cruces Public Schools Foundation. And it serves as a private partner with the district to provide funds to the community of learners in the Las Cruces Public Schools to support and enhance the educational experiences of students, promote innovation in the classroom, increase community development in education, and pursue and recognize excellence in teaching and learning. So really worthy cause, good thing to put our money on. So now we'll say our blessing. There it is, with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive. Thank you, God and me. Okay, there we go. Bob's having a good time today, I can tell. And so then we'll sing our song.
Yeah. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
I'm going to ad-lib a minute. When I'm driving in traffic and something annoys me, I quickly switch to singing I Am So Blessed. And it just blows by me and I'm not annoyed anymore and life is good. So I recommend, we've got that song in our heads, use it. So now we will sing our final song, the peace song. Please stand if you feel like it.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as a center and the other me. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my song now. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful week.